If your child fears making mistakes in sport, it's not a confidence problem. It's an identity problem. And today I want to break down to you and show you exactly how we can create confident young athletes, not through the results they get from how well they play at a sport, but from who they are as a person. Let's get into it, okay? Now you look at here, you might be like, what the hell is that, Jackson? Let me show you, okay? So we have 3 components here, and we have 3 down below, okay? You see a line that goes here. Okay, what this represents is this is what's happening outside of us in the external world. This is what's happening internally within us that no one can actually see, okay? So this is external. This is outside of us, external. All right, that's external of us. Results, skill set, behavior. Okay. Here's what people see. People see the results you get. They might see you make a mistake. They might see you do really well at something, sport, life, school, whatever. Results. They see that. They see the skill you have. They see how good you are at something, right? And that skill set helps you get the results. Correct? But we also have behavior. Behavior is how we act, our decisions, our words, what we do in the outside, right? And that behavior dictates how well we get at a skill, and that skill gives us results. Also, results help improve more skill, and your skill set will also influence your behavior as well. Because if I'm really getting results, if I'm really good at something, I'll act differently, I'll hold myself a different way, right? So they all influence each other. But here's the thing, I like to start below, okay? These things are great, but here's the problem. Parents keep praising these things, these external things, not even focus on what's happening down here. Because here's what's happening. If I praise a kid on the results, great. If I praise them on skill set, behavior, here's what's happening. I'm praising them based on what's happening on the outside, externally. So if I praise them on results, I'm like, hey, you're amazing at this, you did so fantastic at your sports or whatever, and they make one mistake, well, where does confidence go? Right? Because if my confidence depends on results, if I make one mistake, I'll feel less confident. But if I do really well, my confidence rises. So it's like a roller coaster ride that never stops, right? You never have stable confidence. You have fragile confidence that depends on what happens in your sport. Then you have skill set, right? If I say like, oh, you're so talented. Oh, you're amazing. You're an all-star. It's so naturally gifted. You're such a naturally gifted athlete, right? If I comment on that, praise on that, same thing. Here's what's going to happen. They're going to think, oh, I'm validated based on how good I am at something naturally or how good I am at this thing, right? And when they feel like, oh, I have to be naturally gifted to have praise, approval, acceptance, what's going to happen is now they're not going to work as hard. They're not going to work as hard, right? Because they think it has come easy to me, and that's what success looks like. That's called a fixed mindset as well, which I won't get into today, okay? But then if you praise on behavior, you might think it's a good thing. Like, well, if I praise on, wow, they're acting like a good boy, good girl, they're sitting down, being quiet, being respectful, right? I get that, right? We want those type of athletes, but we don't want to come from a place of like people pleasing, right? Do we want people pleasers in this world? Do you think people pleasers and leadership go together? No. People pleasers are the type of people who go, was that okay? Did I do well? Give me approval, right? Or if you have an athlete who's a leader, he goes, we're going to do this, this, and this. Because that's the right way to go about if we want to win, get results, and utilize everyone's strengths, right? Who do you think is going to win, the leader or the people pleaser, right? So if I'm praising on someone's behavior, oh, you're being so quiet and you're being really polite, sitting there still, amazing. That's what school does. They treat kids like you got to sit there, be quiet, and so now like the kids are going up to the teacher like, did I do well? People please me, people please. But most kids don't do that. They like rather fool around and be a class clown, right? And that's the issue as well, that now they're like, you get praised on good behavior, so some kids don't fall into that category or don't want to fall in that category, so they do the opposite, right? So they get in trouble. Then it feels like it's popular because I'm getting the opposite of praise now with my behavior. That's what a lot of boys do, right? So if we focus on these things here on the outside, we're not going to go anywhere with developing young leaders. We're not going to develop young athletes who become resilient, confident, and unstoppable. That's not going to happen, okay? And what we really need to focus on is what's happening below, deep below within this, like deep underneath the surface, okay? So this line right here represents internal, right? So our internal, especially our internal dialogue essentially as well, okay? Now internal, so this could be like outside of us, right? Conscious, like what we're thinking. This is like internal subconscious. We're not even aware of what's happening down here, okay? We're not even aware of it. Okay, so imagine this. Imagine you had an athlete. Their identity was based off of like, I'm a good netball player. That's their identity. It might sound okay, but here's what's going to happen. If my identity is solid around I'm a good netball player, that's where my worth and value is coming from. Well, I'm going to have a certain ego, like I'm so good. I'm going to try to look like I have a lot of skill. I'm going to try to like put on a performance and show off. And then also like then I was like, I have to get good results. I have to be the best. I have to be the best in court. And when they're not the best, confidence crumbles. When they make a mistake, confidence crumbles. When their ego bites them in the ass and a coach says, humble yourself, boom, confidence drop, right? Now, identity, we got to figure out what our athletes going to wrap their identity around. And here's what I love athletes wrapping their identity around is their ability to be a leader. So lead by example, do the right thing, be a good human being, be hardworking, right? Imagine you had an athlete who's like, I'm a hard worker. And never said, I'm a good netball athlete. They said, I'm a hard worker, I'm a leader. Cool, so how's a leader and a hard worker going to perform? Well, they're probably going to be hard working. They're going to do things that are hard. They're going to push themselves, struggle, challenge themselves. They're going to try to lead by example, be respectful, be accountable, and have good morals, right? And then you see a skill set of them like working harder to develop the skills. You'll see them setting example for what work ethic looks like for other people. And then you'll see the results in the end. They'll get more and more results because they're working harder, because their identity is built around I'm a hard worker and I'm a leader. Instead of I'm a good netball athlete, or I'm a good basketball player, I'm a good cricket player, right? But how do we create this type of identity? How do we create it? It's through our values and our beliefs. What do we value? What do we believe? Now, both of these are not just, you just can't create them by yourselves. They're influenced by the environment you're also in. Heavily influenced in the environment you're in. Let me give you an example. What was the example? Yeah, there's a study. There was a study done. I don't remember when it was done, and I don't know who did it. You can look it up yourself. But there's a study where they had option A, B, and C. Now they had 3 lines drawn on a board like this. And they had the whole entire group of people. Now in this study showed the influence of environment and how it impacts people. Now they had a study where they had 10 people, and 9 of them were paid actors. 1 of them was the actual participant. Now they had everyone in the room and said, which one is the longest line? Option A, B, or C? And what do you think the paid actors said? They're like, option B, that's the longest line. Even though clearly, logically, it's option C, right? That's the logical answer. And the participants go, yeah, it's option C. But as the participant of the study started seeing everyone was voting for B, that person goes, yeah, it's B. Why? Why did that person go against the logical response and pick B? Humans rather be safe than right. They'd rather be safe. I rather follow the herd and be safe and do what they're doing and value what they value or believe what they believe in order to be a part and feel safe. Because I'm wrong, it makes me feel like, oh, I'm stupid, or I stand out, or I'm doing the wrong thing. Like, that's what makes them feel. So athletes, young athletes, today, if they're surrounded by people who have same values and same beliefs, a value of like, I believe in hard work, I believe in integrity, I believe in determination, purpose, all those type of things, what do you think that one athlete's going to become? They'll become all those other things, right? If you surround yourself with 10 people who are hardworking, disciplined, passionate, integrity, all the type of stuff, you're more likely to become that. As well as beliefs. If you have athletes go, I believe in hard work, and you have 10 people around you that says, I believe in hard work, you'd be like, I also believe in hard work, because they want to feel accepted to that community and not be wrong. They want to stand out. They want to be a part of it, right? And that creates your identity, environment. Now take it back to here. So if we want to influence identity very, very quickly, we put them in the right environment because it changes their values and changes who you surround yourself with. And that's why I have a gym in the Gold Coast called Rivals Athlete Performance Center, where we have a culture. We focus on giving athletes the right mindset through certain standards and culture. So like we praise them on hard work. We don't praise them for how well they do something. We have athletes who all work hard in here, put their own stuff away because that's the standard. And you have new athletes join our program and just go, oh, that's just how it is. I'll do the same thing. And my mindset program that I have separately to go, it's called the Resilient Athlete Culture, is where we have Zoom calls on a weekly basis with athletes who are working hard on their mind and who they are as a person. And then new athletes join and be like, oh, this is how it is. I will do the same thing. Right? Environment is so powerful, but if you put an athlete in the wrong environment, or you keep them in the same environment that's not inspiring them to be better, they're not going to go anywhere in life. They're going to still have the same identity, beliefs, and values, and they're not going to change the results, skill set, or behavior because of the results of that. Okay? Now, if you found that really helpful and you'd love to learn more about my programs, you can email me at jackson@rivalsapc.com. But before that, you don't even have to join. I would say click the link in my description for an upcoming free webinar. Now, the webinars coming up, we do them once a month. Now, I don't know when the next one's coming up for you. Click the link below so you can join the upcoming free webinar. That way, we can show you the framework and show you exactly how to help young athletes become more confident than where they are now. Because most athletes come to me, fear, failure, self-doubt, negative self-talk, and they want to feel confident, happy in their life so they can succeed and absolutely conquer their goals. And so that's what we do. We help young athletes and show them through my framework in my webinar. Right? We have limited spots though, so make sure you join quickly. But when you click that link, register, join, and I'll walk you through everything. And if the program you think you want to be a part of more, amazing. If not, no pressure. But if you enjoyed today's video, subscribe, like, comment. It goes a long way in helping me build this YouTube channel up so we can help more young athletes and more parents like yourself become the best version of yourself, learn more about your mind, become more confident and happier in your guys' life. Awesome. Catch you guys there.